Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action though, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you are enjoying the content, please smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. And leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff here. So we're still looking for that same possibility. We're looking for further evidence that we are within either the C wave or potentially a bigger third wave here, looking for this move to potentially come up towards this 2971. For as long as we hold above this green support area, this still is alive, but we still need to be cautious. If we start to lose some of these key zones, particularly this lower range here, this 1192, it would become more likely that actually this whole move here is either a B wave, and potentially we're looking to actually have one more drop down here. We could also argue that we are still within this fourth wave here, depending on how we want to count the move from the top. It is possible that this could either be a B wave or potentially we could still be within this fourth wave here. So I haven't ruled out that idea of that triangle just yet. It is possible we could see this play out something like this. And then yeah, we have a three-wave move here, in which case we could still look for that possibility to have continuation within this range and just sort of ranging sideways here. We'd have to just see how this plays out, though. It is also possible that this could just be a bigger fourth wave like this, which could look to break down after this five-wave move here as a flat correction or something here. There's a couple of ways of looking at this. Even if we do form this as another five-wave move up, this could just be then a bigger WX and a Y. So we need to be cautious really until for confirmation of a bigger trend. We have to move above this 2971. So we'll be monitoring the moves. But okay, so let's get into the short-term stuff here. With this move up here now, I'm still not trusting it 100%. Um, you know, this move has been we've come up into that typical B wave location of it when it overshoots as well. So just being cautious here that we could see something play out like this, and then we actually look to break down. Alternatively, we were also talking about that possibility of this being a fifth wave within the alternative count, looking at something like this. So there's two ways we can count this move to the upside here. Potentially, we can count this as a one flat for a two, three zigzag for a fourth, and then potentially we're looking for this fifth wave. Though, if this is the case, what we ideally want to do is basically start to move up from here and start to form this five-wave structure. We want to maintain this low point of the 1611 area. So this is what I'm looking out for. If this is the count that's actually playing out, and we're still looking for this fifth wave, potentially this could look to push us up here towards this 0.618 of the wave 1 to 3, which would actually be up here at this 1844. So just keeping an eye on it. We've come down into this zone and we're sort of holding here. We're above this 50% line of this bigger channel here. And what I'm looking for is basically to see whether we can maintain this and look to start to push to the upside. And what we'd be looking for, if we are looking for that, would be basically something like this to play out. So I've got this marked down. Obviously, this solely relies on holding this 1611 area. And what I want to see is whether we actually start to progress up here in a bigger impulse. So we don't have a lot of structure here to work off at the moment. This could just quite easily be a three-wave move here, and this becomes an a B, and a C, and then we look to break down. So we need to be cautious. However, if we do see a bigger move up here, uh, the thing is, even within this structure here, still not convinced this is over either. This potentially could still be an A, B, and then we come down one more time back into this zone of the 1637 to the 1622 area and then look to progress. However, it is also possible, that maybe this wave two is here, and this is already that move starting where this potentially is a diagonal, is a one, two, and then it's actually going to look to start pushing up here. So confirmation of this would come by pushing up much higher here towards this 1718 area. If we do get a bigger move up into this zone, what I would be looking for would be basically to see whether we have a retracement into this range here and whether this 50% holds at this 1674. If it does hold, what we could then see basically is something like this play out as a 5-wave structure up into here, a 3-wave move down, and then a 5-wave move to the upside. So if we did get a 5-wave move like that, basically what they would then be looking for would be to see whether we actually get a additional 3-wave move to the downside, looking for the 1670 to the 1636 area, and then looking to progress up here in a bigger impulsive structure. So if we did move down into this zone and tested this 618 here at the 1656, we'd have to then move up towards this 1859 area to confirm this third wave. So there's a lot of things that would have to happen to this, just plotting it out early in case we are starting this move so we can start tracking it. You know, this move could then become, like I said, a 1, 2 here. We get a 3, 4, and a 5, potentially that fourth and a fifth, and then that will start setting us up for this bigger move here, though we don't have that confirmation yet. So we just need to be a little bit cautious with that. So this would be looking to actually move up into this zone of this 1912 to this 1829.50. So it's still on the cards that we could see this move up here. And then from there, if we do get a 5-wave structure like this up, we're going to have to see what happens. If we get a 3-wave move down and we find support above this low point, you know, potentially that other option could still be in play where this becomes a 1 and a 2, and then we look to actually push up even higher. Alternatively, it could complete the move here, and then we could actually come back down and revisit this lower support zone, which I just need to turn back on. This one, which could mean that after completing this to the upside, you know, potentially we could actually still come back and see a 3-wave move down here. So it all depends on how we want to count this move currently. You know, there are a few interpretations, but as long as we hold this low of this 1368, there is still potential to actually extend up even higher. So the alternative way we're looking at this is basically that this B wave is potentially completed here. The problem I have with this is how short this B wave is. Sometimes these things do happen, but yeah, it's not ideal. I would have liked to have seen this sort of drag out a little bit, and that's why I'm not giving up on the idea. Even if we do get a 5-wave move here, we could still see something like this play out, where we get another 5-wave move to the upside here, and then we get form a bigger correction where this becomes some kind of a flat correction within here. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Basically, that is looking out for something like this. You know, if we fail to move up and form that bigger impulse and we just form a bigger ABC pattern here, then potentially we're setting up for that possibility of a rejection and coming up into this zone here of this 1911 to this 1742 would be a common area. We've technically come into this zone already, so if this does break down in 5-wave structure, potentially, you know, we could be looking for this lower low here, well, lower than this low here, this 1367 area. So that could actually bring us back down deeper here into the support box that we've been previously looking at. So keep an eye on this. You know, this is going to be a key zone if we do break down this 1447 to this 1560 area. If we start to lose this 1447, it starts to become less probable that we are going to see this continuation to the upside. So that is with both of these options. I want to just talk about this quickly. There is potentially a way that this could be, like I said, you know, we're looking for that possibility of starting a 5-wave move down. So there is potential here that this could develop, but we don't have enough structure, and this would be invalidated by breaking back above the 1698 zone. However, for as long as we fail to do so, we need to be on the lookout for potential extension to the downside as well, where this could then become another 1, 2 here. We form a 3, 4, and a 5. Confirmation would come by moving down past this 1532. So keep an eye on this. If we do start to break down much deeper here, potentially we'd have to start looking for this possibility of fourths and fifths here, which could actually look, depending on how the waves form exactly, could look to bring us back down into this 1496 to this 1470. So the problem with this is if we did form something like this and we got a 5-wave move down here, we'd have to anticipate that basically we would be looking for an additional 3-wave move up and then another 5-wave move to the downside. So that could actually look to bring us much deeper here. And or, you know, if there's two ways to look at it, if this is the completion of that 5th-wave high, we'd also need to be careful that when we do get that 3-wave retracement up, it doesn't actually morph into a bigger 5-wave structure to the downside, and we actually look to break down much deeper and potentially even take these lows down here at this 1,075. So that's why we've got to just be wary of this. It's something that could develop as well. So need to just keep an eye on it. Um, for the most part, what I'm looking for here is the possibility that we are looking to come down one more time. And what we need to see is how exactly we do this. Potentially we can argue, that we still have that fifth wave to the upside from here. But if we fail to actually break back above this zone here of this 1742, then it becomes less likely that we are going to get that move up. And we need to just be cautious because this could just be, like I said just now, it could just be a three-wave move up, which could potentially take us up towards the zone of this 1686, retest these lows here of the support range, and then actually continue to sell off to the downside towards this zone of this 1527 area. So this option is basically looking for that potential to extend up. And what we're looking for is that potentially this could be a one and a two, and then we could be looking for a bigger third wave move to the upside. So this is something we're going to have to keep an ie on. Like we've said, we don't have this is only confirmed by this third wave moving up towards this 2,354 zone. So until we actually start to show signs that this is extending out, for instance, a bigger five-wave move here, followed by a three-wave move like this, then you can start to say that this could be potentially that third wave. But if we just form another smaller one, two, three, four, five up into this zone, that could just be a three-wave structure here, and then we actually look to break down in that C wave like we talked about. So it's a little bit difficult at the moment. There are a lot of options around. We can. The key thing here though is, so for as much as we remain below this 1742, I would still be looking for this continuation down. I do think we're going to get this push to the downside here. So it's going to be key as to whether this move down, whether we actually start to form bigger impulsive structure here, and then we get something like this play out where we get some additional waves here as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Or alternatively, whether this is just an A, a B, a C, this is a connector wave here, and then potentially we get another three-wave move down here towards this zone of this 1-to-1 at this 1527. So this is going to be a key zone. Like I said earlier, this 1560 to this 1447. Maintaining this allows us to still look for that potential to push to the upside. But yeah, we need to just be aware of the possibility that this could also break down. So what we really want to see is these areas hold for as long as we hold this lower range here, this 1583 to the 1684. Potentially we could see this start to play out as that fifth wave into this 1916 to this 1831 area. But if we do start to lose this low point, that throws cold water on it, and we'd be potentially looking for a deeper move here, potentially down to that 1-to-1. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for Primex BT and BYBIT down there. Great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourself. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.